Hello, Kerry here. Today I'm drawing some pumpkins. I want to use them in a little autumn page or two in my art journal. So I've actually drawn them out in pencil, which you can very faintly see, but now I'm going on with my Inktense pencils and reinforcing the outlines. I like using the Inktense pencils because when they are wet with watercolours, they meld into the paints, and also the outlines will remain in place because they're Inktense, and once they're dry they stay in place. So on some of them I'm using an orange outline because they are orange pumpkins, but some of them are greeny coloured ones, so I'm using a blue outline for those. Anyway, currently I'm using the orange one. I found some pictures of some delightful shaped gourds and pumpkins and squashes, rather than just the one traditional design. This little one I'm doing down here is just to fill in a bit of space. It's a patty pan squash. I grew those last year in my garden, and I got a bit too many of them. I got a bit fed up with them. They're they're very much like a courgette. Oh, this one I love. It's a beautiful shaped squash. So I'm just doing the orange ones first. And what I'm doing as well with the Inktense pencil is I'm varying the weight of the line. So in places like the base of the pumpkin where it's probably in shadow, I've pressed harder with the pencil. This is a little acorn squash I'm drawing down there. And now I've gone in with the blue pencil. And I'm going to draw this pumpkin in, which is based on a pumpkin I grew last year called the Crown Prince. So it's actually a lovely dusky blue. It's beautiful. It's actually more silver. I liked the colour of it. I'm choosing my vegetables based on the colours. Oh well, can't go wrong really. Eat as many colours as you like. And this one, I like this squash because it's got ribs. Now the ribs are a yellow, but the inside bit is a dark green. That's a fun one to draw. There are so many varieties, such fun. Oh, this is a fun one. It's mostly an orange colour, but it's got like a greeny bottom. I like that one. Now, while I'm doing these pumpkins, I'm actually Skyping with friends. So I do pause every now and then to have a little chat. Just knocking back the pencil in this one. I'm doing another patty pan just to fill in this little corner up here. I'm not sure whether I'll use the patty pans because they do look rather odd. They don't look like pumpkins at all. They look like little spaceships. And I struggle with this one actually. You'll see later on. Right, I missed a little bit, but I've started painting. So I'm doing the orange ones first. The colour I've used here is New Gamboge yellow mixed with a little bit of cadmium red. And now I'm doing this little green patty pan at the top there, and I'm using sap green with a little bit of viridian green added to it. And at this stage I'm more or less just blocking in some light washes, and I'm going to go in later with more detail. Oh, this is the interesting one with the green and the yellow spines. I don't know if that's the right term, but they sort of stick out a bit. No, not spines. I don't know how to describe those, but they are bits that are, yeah, stand out from the rest of the pumpkin. That bit of paper was just so I could rest my hand on without smudging things. Now I'm painting the orangey part, yellowy orangey part of this pumpkin. I shall go in with the green later. I don't want the colours to run in this part. I do like that one. There are some squashes that are absolutely delicious. I tried, a friend of mine brought me a delicata squash. Oh my goodness, it's one of the best I've ever had. So nice. Keep meaning to try and find some seeds to grow in my own garden. And this is a lovely orange one with some darker orange stripes running along it. This is the acorn squash. It's mostly just orange. So that's simple to do. And this is your more traditional jack-o'-lantern type of pumpkin. So at the moment I'm just filling in the orange colours, and I'm going to go in with some more shading colours later on. Actually, I'm doing a little bit here. Now working on the crown prince. I do get carried away later on. He ends up looking a bit too green and a bit less crown princey. Never mind. I must try and grow these next year as well. Right, so now I'm going in with the darker colours. I'm just using a simple round paintbrush. I'm going to use the same brush throughout the entire painting actually. You can see the shape of this pumpkin now a little bit better. That's the green part of this pumpkin going in now. I don't know what this is called actually, it's a squash, it's not a pumpkin really. Mind you, what is the difference between a pumpkin and a squash? They're all squashes, aren't they really? And is a gourd a squash as well? I think it is. Just putting in the stalks. Now I'm going in with some more deeper colours on the Crown Prince pumpkin. Trying to make some sense of that patty pan there, but still it's looking rather strange. I do like that one. Now this little patty pan worked out okay. They are cute little things. But I really don't know if I can use that in an art journal. Now if all goes well and if I can get it organised, I'm going to try and put a downloadable printable of this in my Etsy shop. So if that has gone according to plan, I shall put the link down below where you can print this off onto your own paper and cut them out and use them in your own art journals if you so wish. Putting in the larger, darker parts of this pumpkin in. Working on the little patty pan down there. That's nearly finished now. Now I'm going to try and get this other patty pan to look like a patty pan. unless like a green fried egg. So I'm trying to shape the form with a bit of shading. So it isn't looking right. Dabbing some of it off with tissue. And if you like my channel, please do subscribe. Isn't it funny? The larger squashes I've had no trouble with. These silly little patty pans are a struggle. It's because they are such a funny shape. And that's beginning to look a bit better. A bit less like a fried egg, more like a patty pan. They've got like ruffled edges and I've managed to indicate those now. So now I'm just going over and refining some bits and pieces here and there, darkening some areas, emphasising some spots, adding a bit of depth. It's very useful to be able to turn the board around as I'm working. If I do manage to get my Etsy shop up and running, I will also include some other printable downloads, the birds and the feathers and the birds and the eggs and the beetles, and maybe some of my masterboards as well. I won't charge a lot for them. Adding some more colour to this one. It's gone a bit green. Must have had a bit of green on my brush there. When I'm painting in watercolour, there's two different ways I have my water pots. I either have one dirty water pot or one clean one, but here, because I'm using two different colours that are opposite in the temperature range, like there's the cool greens and blues, and then there's the warm yellows and oranges. What I'm actually doing is I'm having a water pot for the one for the blues and greens and one for the yellows and oranges. And that way the colours remain clean, or should do. Just reinforcing the yellows on the yellow parts of this pumpkin. It's quite a cool yellow. So I think this is nickel azo yellow. It's a beautiful yellow. Now I'll mix something else in with it. It's a lovely yellow, but I think it's got a little bit of titanium white added to it actually. It's very opaque. Just a few final refinements I'm making now. My crown prince is definitely looking more green. And that is where I'm going to stop now. Thank you for watching. Bye.